Hello there. Hi, it's Kathy Mazak, and today is my birthday. Yay! So I thought in honor of my birthday, I would come and give you 5 writing tips that will help you love your writing again. Because if there's something that I really want for you for my birthday, it is that you love writing. And sometimes, hi Brianna, sometimes, especially around this moment of the semester, if you're on a semester system, we're kind of in the middle, the beginning of the end, I guess, and we can start to feel the overwhelm, the stress, and our writing falls to the bottom of the list. So the video that I did, actually, I did a video in the I Should Be Writing Facebook group yesterday or the day before, and I said, remember, academia ebbs and flows. We can kind of predict that, and around this time of the semester, things might start to get a little harried and frazzled, and that's part of it. And we need to just kind of forgive ourselves and try to get through, right? So if you're not doing a whole bunch of writing right now because you're more worried about finishing up the semester and grades and impending deadlines and stuff, that's okay. But let's talk about 5 things that you can do to reset your attitude towards writing and to build in, like, these are 5 things that are going to help you create a really positive relationship with your academic writing. So let's get into it. So the first one is write with focus. Okay, so write with focus is a concept that is kind of one of the cornerstones of my teaching, and what makes me maybe a little bit different from other writing coaches. So a lot of you have probably been told different things about how to fit your writing in and how to gain momentum in writing. And one of the things you probably were told at some point was to write every day. So this is definitely a practice that a lot of professional writers use, and it's kind of been translated into academia as something that we need to do. We need to write every day. But as a mom of 3, teaching a 4-4, I just can't write every day. And so that started me thinking, what is the alternative to writing every day, and how do I get my writing done, even though I'm not writing every day? And what I found is that the best thing that you can do to help the relationship between you and your writing and to accomplish your writing tasks is to write with focus. Okay, so I want you to think about the difference between when you sit down to write something and things just kind of flow out, like that you feel inspired. You might use the word inspired for that. You might use the word flow. You don't feel distracted. You don't feel like you have to get up, or you don't have that impulse to check Facebook or something. Like, you really can just be in it and write, and the words on the page stay on the page, instead of I write some words, I delete them. I write more words, I delete them, right? So that kind of feeling is a feeling that we want to reproduce every time we sit down to write. And we actually want to avoid writing when we don't feel that flow feeling or that focus feeling. Now, again, everything is, take it moderately, because you don't want to never write ever, right? But what we can do is build into our writing practice things that help us create that focus. So in my course, the Academic Women's Writing Roadmap, I teach you some of these strategies. I'm going to give you one today, but I teach different strategies for how to write with focus. And that's something that really helps. And it almost is says to people, you're forgiven for not writing every day. Okay. So you're forgiven for not writing every day. And here's what you could do instead. So the method that I teach inside the Academic Women's Writing Roadmap is your Tiger Time. And I borrowed this term, Tiger Time, from entrepreneur Amy Porterfield, who uses it to talk about this kind of flow state, or it's really like the times of day where you feel like, wow, I can take over the world, and that kind of thing. So what you need to do is identify when those times are for you. And it's going to be different for everybody. So the way that I recommend doing this is just do like a little journal exercise for 3 to 5 days. And what you're going to do in that journal exercise is just every hour take stock of how you're feeling. Did you have to stand up and take a bunch of breaks? Did you get sucked down into a social media hole because you were avoiding doing something and so you felt like you wanted to distract yourself, right, on purpose? Or did you feel like you could focus, you had flow, you were energized to write or do whatever the task is? So if you do a little journal like that for yourself for 3 to 5 days, it can be very helpful in getting you to see, okay, there's actually a pattern and there's certain times of days that work for me and certain times of days that don't. And so the idea here is that we make a commitment to doing what you can to write during those tiger times and to intentionally avoid writing during the non-tiger times. Hi, Esther. Thank you. So you're trying to set yourself up all the time to write during that flow state or that tiger time where you just feel like, I could take over the world, right? And what that accomplishes is a positive kind of feedback between you and your writing. So instead of sitting down and banging out 500 words just to be able to like not break the chain, but those 500 words feel horrible the whole time you're doing it and you know they suck and you know you're going to delete them later. Why do we do that? Don't do that. Instead, work hard, and I teach this in the Academic Women's Writing Roadmap, how to actually do this, right? How to find the time and how to preserve your tiger time and how to rearrange your schedule so that your tiger time is when you write. Find that, write an hour a week. Just start there. An hour a week during your tiger time and see how much more you can get done than the chip away, fit it into the cracks, write every day kind of mentality. Okay, so instead we want to switch our focus and think about writing with focus. So the first tip is write with focus. And I told you one way to do it, which is by using your tiger time. There's lots of other ways, and I teach them in my programs, especially in the Academic Women's Writing Roadmap, which is open for enrollment right now. The link is here in the description of this video, so you can click on through. Enrollment's open till Monday night. This is a flash birthday sale, and during this sale, everybody who buys the course, for each person who buys the course or enrolls in the course, I will donate $100 to my local children's library, which is the charity that I'm supporting for my birthday this year. Okay, so number 1, write with focus. Number 2, and it's super related, is to create positive feedback loops between you and your writing. So one of the ways that you're going to be able to do this is by using your tiger time, like I said, right? But let me give you another way. So another thing you want to do is just really set yourself up for positive interactions with your writing. So this could be a very simple reward system. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be automated. None of those things. It can just be a sticker chart. Yes, a sticker chart for grown-ups, a sticker chart for professors. You can be using a sticker chart to give yourself happy feelings about having done your writing for the day. So I do this with both writing and exercise. I went to Staples and bought little silver stars that I can stick into my paper planner. And that's how I give myself one little positive feedback loop I create between me and my writing. So when I do a writing session, and you can measure this in different ways, like you can give yourself a sticker for meeting a certain writing goal, or just for having done writing when you plan to do it, right? You can determine those things. But a little sticker system goes a long way to feeling super happy about your writing. And again, intentionally creating positivity between you and your writing. It shouldn't be something we hate doing, we slug through, none of those things that we feel overwhelmed by, that it stresses us out. That's not what we want. And there's real things that you can actually do. If you're feeling all of that towards your writing, there's things you can do to change it. And that's what I want you to do. So again, inside the Academic Women's Writing Roadmap, we talk all about rewards and how to set yourself up for creating these positive feedback loops. So I take you through step by step how to do it so that you are creating that positivity between yourself and your writing. All right, so number 2 is create positive feedback loops. I'm obviously like checking my notes. Number 3. So number 3 is super important. It's breaking projects into tasks. And again, we talk about this in the writing roadmap, teach you how to do it. So one of the things that you might be doing, and go ahead and check or tell me in the comments if you're doing this. Go look at your to-do list. If on your to-do list, it says something like write article, finish chapter, start book proposal, any of those types of things where instead of a task, what you actually have put on your to-do list is a project, right? A book proposal is a project. An article is a project. If do a project is on your to-do list, that is a recipe for disaster, because what's going to happen? You are maybe not going to finish that in one session, right? Probably not. And so then what happens is we get this kind of task fatigue, right? And we keep moving that thing. It's not a task, it's a project. And we keep moving it from day to day and day to day. So number 3 tip is break your writing projects into tasks. Hi, Lynette. Thanks for saying happy birthday. Yay. Okay, so break your projects into tasks. So what does that mean? That means you need to take some time. And if you have right now one of these projects on your to-do list, you need to get a blank piece of paper, write the name of the project at the top, and break it down into tasks instead of the project itself. And then what goes on your to-do list is the tasks, not the project. Because we need, again, we're just like creating this positivity and movement, and this is how we get momentum in writing. When you can check off tasks on your list, you feel like you did something, instead of you get to the end of the week and you're like, oh my God, I didn't accomplish anything. Well, yes, you did. But instead of having the things you were supposed to accomplish on your list, you had a whole project, and that takes like months or a year to accomplish. So of course you're not checking that off, you know. Hi, Stacy. Thank you. Okay, so number 3, break writing projects into tasks. Of course, I teach this in the course, so that's why everybody should go and enroll. Because we need this. We need this. We can't keep having sadness and overwhelm around our writing. We can't. This is not serving us, right? Okay, number 4 is work one thing at a time. Now, this is a trick. We're never going to really work on only one thing at a time. But I'm going to teach you, and I teach you in the Writing Roadmap course, how to set this up how to set yourself up so that it feels more like you're working on one thing at a time. So this came from, hi, Tanya. It's nice to, thank you for your little happy birthday message. Yay. So working on one thing at a time. So I was listening to this podcast. This is where this came from. I was listening to a podcast, and it was with an entrepreneur. Of course, it was like, you know, white guy entrepreneur, who is talking about how he works on one project at a time, and he doesn't take on new projects until he finishes the first one. And I just thought, how nice for you, right? This is not how we can work in academia. It just doesn't work out that way. Hi, Winnie. Thank you. So what happens? Well, instead, what we have is a bazillion projects happening at the same time. But it would be awesome, right? Like, just imagine that feeling where you only had one project that you could focus on, and you could take it all the way to completion before you started the next project. Now, here's all the reasons why that doesn't work. Teaching classes is a project. It's a project that lasts at least 15 weeks, right? You know, and has lots of little sub projects under it. So it doesn't work. Like, you can't say like, oh, then when that's over, I'll do my writing, because you'll never get your writing done because the next semester comes up, right? Grant proposals are projects. Obviously, articles and books are projects. Curricular reform and committee work and all of these things are projects. So what happens is you're always juggling multiple projects and managing multiple projects at the same time. But what you need to do, and this is something else I teach in the roadmap course, you need to make it feel like it's all one thing. So that's something that I teach you in the course in a lesson or a module called Align Your Activities. And I work you through a step-by-step process to help you align everything so it feels like everything that you're doing is really about one central mission. Thank you, Veronica from London. Yay! But let me give you another thing, and I teach exactly how to do this in the course, but another way to work one at a time or work one thing at a time is that, okay, you still aren't really actually working on one thing at a time, but trying to work on one writing project at a time. So a lot of times what we do is we have 5 writing projects going on, and we use the snack bar method, right? I'm going to do a little bit of this one, and then I'll do a little of this one, and I'll have a little from over here and a little from over here. No, this does not work. So, or it works, but it's slow because you don't see progress, and you get a clogged pipeline that way, and you don't see things get out of the pipeline. So what you can do for that is to plan writing sprints. And a writing sprint is just a 2-week push on one project where you're trying to move the needle on that project. And inside the writing roadmap, I teach how to do a writing sprint. And I also teach, again, how to set yourself up to feel like you're working one thing at a time, because that's also really related to branding, right? Like you want to be known for a something. And so you need to articulate what that something is and figure it out, and then figure out how can you line up everything that you do so that it's really about that thing, so that all your energy, you don't have wasted energy and you don't feel so pulled, right? Yes, I love them too. I'm not sure what your name is. L.E. Fitz Sunshine Fulmer. But yes, I love writing sprints. Hi, Carmen. Thank you so much. Yay. Okay. So those are the first 4 things. And the last thing I will say, the 5th thing about loving your writing again, is to find community. So you can do this by joining our I Should Be Writing Facebook group. So if you're seeing me for the first time, or you're seeing this video, maybe you came across my page, and you are not a member of the I Should Be Writing Facebook group, go ahead over there. That's my closed Facebook group for academic women who want to come and talk about writing. And I'm sharing my blog posts there. And so all my free content gets cycled in there a lot, and you can learn so much by being a member of that group. You can post your own questions and hear from people in your field. There's over 3,000 women in that group. So likely somebody in there is going through something that you're going through, is in your field, or it's in your particular moment in your academic trajectory. And you can find help there, definitely. Ellie. Okay, good, Ellie. Thank you. Kristen, yay, she's doing a writing sprint right now. You can do it. You can do it. All right. So, writing community. So I Should Be Writing is the free Facebook group. And I also have a community aspect to the Academic Women's Writing Roadmap. So the roadmap course is a 7-module online course. It's self-study, which means that there are video modules that you work through. There's homework assignments. There's a 30+ page downloadable PDF, beautiful workbook. We also, that PDF workbook we have as a fillable PDF. So if you don't want to print it, that's totally fine. And then along with the Academic Women's Writing Roadmap course, we have the Facebook group. And the Facebook group, which is separate from my free Facebook group, it's just students who have taken or are taking the course. That group is where you actually submit your homework. So there's little assignments and different things to be doing for each module. You go ahead and when you're ready to submit something to the group, you put it in that Facebook group, you tag me, and you get my feedback on it and the feedback of other people who have taken the course. So the big promise of the Academic Women's Writing Roadmap course is that you're going to make time to write. Okay. But a lot of times we hear that, right? We just hear like, I need to, or we say it to ourselves, right? I need to make time to write. I need to make time to write. I don't have any time. But nobody tells you like, well, how do you make time? It's impossible to make time, right? You don't produce time. There's a set amount of time every day. So how do you get time to write? And in the course, I teach you the strategies to go through your, do some personal development and reflection, and learn skills that you're going to be able to carry through your whole career, about how to get your writing done. And lots of the things I talked about today are part of this course, but of course taught in a very step-by-step way so that you start at the beginning and by the end, you've mapped your pipeline, you've cleared your pipeline blocks, you've made a 5-year plan, a 1-year plan, and you've got your ducks in a row. And you feel happy about your writing again. That's part of the purpose of the course is to really make you feel happy about your writing. Now, just before I finish up, so again, this is a special flash sale. So the next time I'm opening the doors to the course will be May 2019. So just in a couple of months. But when I open it then, the price of the course will be $997. And right now it is, the price of the course is $797. I also have a payment plan. So if you click through to the link, you can see what the payment plan is as well if you want to break those payments up. But two things. First of all, if you want to get in at the $997 price, it won't be $997 again. The price is, $797 again. The price is going up to $997 forever as of May. So if you want to try to get in at the $797 price, this is your opportunity until Monday night. Also, though, maybe you're not ready to put out your own, maybe you're not ready to sign up now. If you have some professional development funds that maybe you need to ask permission to use, then now's a good time to start asking for those for the May launch time, or the May enrollment period. So, but what you should do is just get in right now because it's $200 off the May enrollment fee. Now, a couple of things. You get lifetime access to the course. So even if you buy it now and then you start in May, totally fine. And then the course has a bunch of different options for how to finish it. So it's like a bunch of different schedules, I guess. I call them completion plans. So there's a 5-week completion plan, a 4-week. I have it mapped out as a 2-week sprint. And I tell you, okay, this is how long I think it's going to take you. And here's what your schedule would be if you want to finish it in 2 weeks or 5 weeks or whatever. So, you might be thinking, oh, I don't want to take a course right now. And that's totally fine. Although I should say that I really am of the belief that a little bit of time, reflective time, learning time, honing new skills time has a big payoff in terms of how you feel, even at this super stressful time of the semester. You're going to start to feel like I'm on top of things when you are learning about how to be on top of things. Okay. So I will just say that. But if you don't want to start right now, then what you could do is get in at the $797 price, to get in before the price goes up forever to $997. So if you have any questions, and if you're watching this either on my Facebook page or in the I Should Be Writing group, go ahead and tag me, in the comments to ask your questions about the course. I would love to talk to you about it. Or just click through up to the page that's linked in the comments and you get a breakdown of all the modules, everything that's included. And you can choose your payment plan, the $797 or which in one chunk or the payment plan to spread it out over time. So I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day. When I set up my Google Calendar, I just blocked this whole day. So I feel so happy about that. Like I just have an empty day. And even though I should be grading, I don't, I'll do some grading students. I'll do a little bit of it. I have some blog posts I need to grade, but I feel really happy. It's actually a holiday here in Puerto Rico. So my kids are off school and I'm going to, let's see, what else am I going to do for my birthday? I'm going to joyfully go to the supermarket by myself and go to Walgreens by myself as well. So like these are little happy things that moms get to do sometimes. And I don't have to tell anybody, no, we can't buy that. No, we can't buy that. So have a wonderful day. Enjoy my birthday. I want you to feel happy about your writing. So think about implementing these 5 things that I talked about and just send me a comment. Let me know what you think. Have a wonderful day. Bye.